Hello, everyone. This is Pete from BitByBit. Thanks for joining us for today's webinar on the future of fax. We're going to be starting in just about 2 minutes. We're just waiting as a few more people log on. And thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with you. Okay, we're going to get started. Thank you very much. Hello, and welcome to our webinar on the future of fax. We'll be hosting more of these 15-minute RightFax showcases in the months ahead, so please keep your ears out for info on upcoming installments. Today's session is going to focus on where fax is today and where it's headed. My name is Peter Korn, and I am a RightFax account rep here at BitByBit. I'll be getting things started today. We'll also have our senior RightFax account manager, Scott Leahy, on the line from our Boston office. Scott's going to talk about the future of fax, and finally we will have RightFax guru Bill Venezia, who will talk about the RightFax roadmap for you and who can address any technical questions that you may have. The session is scheduled for 15 minutes, and in this time, we will cover a brief intro to BitByBit, an overview on deployment and support choices, a fax state of the union and peek into the future, an introduction to recently introduced features, and a RightFax roadmap of what's coming in the upcoming releases and what was just in the most recent release. To keep things moving quickly, we're going to start everyone in listen-only mode. If you have any questions as we proceed, please type them into the chat window, and we'll get to those at the end of the session. Now let's jump into the content. In addition to being fax experts, BitByBit is a full-service technology firm. Our paramount goal is to make our clients more productive. We've been in business for over 30 years. Our headquarters are in New York City, but we also have offices in Arizona, Oregon, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Texas, and Vermont. In 2016, we opened our first international office in Indonesia, and we can now more easily service our clients in multiple time zones. As for fax, as you may know, we've been selling and supporting RightFax since the infancy of the fax technology, so there's very little bit about RightFax that we don't know or haven't seen before. We can assist you with both on-premise and cloud-based versions, and we're a certified RightFax training center. We also bring our clients' expertise in many other areas, but to be mindful of the time and to keep this pretty much fax focused, we're not going to do a deep dive into any of these today. But we did want you to see them and see some of the other ways we can perhaps be of assistance. We will be happy to make these slides available to you guys after the presentation. But the message is please reach out to us and your sales rep if you need help with managed IC support services, cloud technology, automation of information exchange, app dev, custom programming, or cybersecurity. So there are a couple of different deployment options available to you now, and before jumping into the future, we just wanted to make sure you knew all the different ways that you can run RightFax. Most of you are using number one right now, which is the on-premise. It's having a RightFax in your office, your data center. You also can take that server now and put it in the public cloud, so you'd manage it yourself, and that's Amazon Web Services, Azure, or other cloud hosting options. If you want to offload some of that, we offer the ability to host RightFax in your private cloud. You still have all the benefits of RightFax. It's still RightFax, but it's in our data center instead of yours. There is software as a service where it's just a browser-only client. It doesn't have all the functionality of RightFax, but you know, for sort of starter users, some people are doing software as a service. And then there's also hybrid. So that's where you have a RightFax server, but the telco is outsourced. So a whole bunch of different approaches. You know, choose the one that's best for you. If you're not sure, reach out to us. We just wanted to make sure that you knew that there were plenty of different ways to do this. From a support standpoint, What many of our clients have is what's called ASP, or Authorized Support Provider Support. So that gives you business hours support, access to the knowledge base, and the software for all version updates and service packs. We recently released a program we call ESSO, which is Enhanced Support and Services. So it has all the benefits of ASP support, and it also adds in Fax Checker, the 3D doc router for email, which gives you an intuitive way to send faxes out of email. It includes training for admin and users, and then you can also a la carte add professional services for the upgrades or a technical account manager if you want one. We can go into any of these with you at later dates. The next level of support is Managed RightFax, so that has everything of ESSO and ASP, but it also includes some proactive monitoring, some end user support, user management, traffic analysis, and more. And then the last one is Managed Support in the cloud. So that also includes the ability, you no longer have to deal with the operating system upgrades yourself, hardware upgrades, telco management. That's a fully managed solution. Now, to take you on to the next step of the seminar, I'm going to bring on Scott Leahy, who's going to talk to you about the future of fax. Scott?
Thanks, Pete. So, well, the future of fax is surprisingly bright. And before I jump into the workflow platform, since the theme here is the future, just a word about AI. And as most of you are aware, artificial intelligence has been leading and will continue to lead the innovation technology pack in now what is referred to as the fourth industrial revolution, really as the global economy will transform in ways not imagined just a few short years ago. In our little world of the enterprise fax, AI is emerging in a couple critical areas, including the workflow platform. Notable enhancements include extract data with unstructured documents from fields within forms, the utilization of paper-based forms that are integrated into the processes, and faster processing with new branching. Just by definition, in case you're curious, branching is really a rule-based configuration providing a rather if-then branching scenario. Gives you a lot of flexibility and options there. Next. We're also able to transform fax images into structured files with actionable data, optimize processes more efficiently and accurately using indexing and validation based on a company's SOPs, and build and design path that the data takes with visual workflow configuration. Before the next slide, another enhancement of note really is in workflow has been extended to the RightFax client. And these enhancements have been extended to fax util and has been modified to enable faster processing of inbound and outbound faxing. This has eliminated really a need for a shared inbox, providing a quick way to tag and add metadata to a fax, kind of a rather self-service workflow creation. So the next slide, we're getting into next-gen app integration. And really at the forefront of these integrations are with EMR platforms. There are really just a ton of them, from Athena Health to Intergy to CareLogic. There's been new enhancements to Allscripts in 21.2. But kind of at the forefront is Epic. And now new rich integration is promoting with Epic and others secure patient information exchange. We're able to leverage the Epic print servers plus real-time tracking of sent receive patient information, tight integration with back office systems, EMR platforms, and MFPs, and advancing with the open API library. And if you were on our last seminar, you got a little chapter and verse of the extensive AP libraries the way that's allowing the paving way for different homegrown application integrations. one thing I will add about the application integration is the use of the integration module we've often discussed at our seminar series. It continues really to play a central role in these back office integrations, along with the MFP integration. I should note on the MFP that OpenText has stopped support on Ricoh ESA devices unless the latest patch has been applied. And that has been a critical front burner issue for many as they get their arms around that particular issue. So moving along to cloud faxing advances, it's been recently reported that the AI market will reach 89 billion annually by 2025. And much of this growth is powered into the cloud computing environment. And this has set the stage for a more intuitive, seamless cloud-based faxing that includes the ability to securely send and receive high-res digital fax content, no interoperability required or provisioning of telecom circuits, secure SOC 2 compliance, and multi-factor authentication with end-to-end encryption. With cloud faxing, Pete talked a little bit about hybrid faxing, and that's essentially having a back-end transport. Think fax board in the cloud. Pete addressed private and cloud and public offerings with Amazon AWS and Google Cloud. And 21.2 introduces Microsoft Azure AD integration with single sign-on. Secure FOIP channels. Now, encrypting fax images may protect them from unauthorized access, but secure FOIP is really that added layer of security to encrypt your faxes in motion and in transit and at rest for protection and ensure absolute security. And it prevents any unauthorized users from, say, intercepting faxes while in transit on your internal networks. There is support for TLS over SIP, where TLS provides endpoint authentication by using mutual or two-way authentication on a hop-to-hop basis. So I'm going to hand this over to Bill Vinzi for the RightFax roadmap.
Thanks, Scott. So just to deliver home on some of the points that Scott made on the roadmap, just wanted to highlight where we are today and where we're going to be. So as Scott mentioned, workflows have been introduced to RightFax. They introduced it in 16.6, enhanced it in 20.2, and are going to provide more feature impact in 21.2. They added the Epic API in 20.2, which utilizes web APIs, so Epic can service the submit faxes and get status directly from Epic, as opposed to leveraging the integration module. We've also added Sharp MFP connectors into the MFP product line. The other major impact on 20.2 is the ability to support Exchange Task Mode and the ability to support Exchange 2019. One of the other features they provided is the ability to provide intelligent workflow around email delivery. So now, instead of just having multiple email gateways that round robin between each other, we're now able to specify specific time bases of one gateway use over another. So that way, if we have a global presence, we're able to deliver to the specific regions as opposed to doing a blind round robin. In 21.2, which is going to be released, I believe at the end of this month, based on the communication by OpenText, they are going to, the big features there is that they're adding more EMR enhancements in specific all scripts. They've made enhancements to RightFax Connect, and they've also added the ability to have your RightFax server on one domain while you're on another domain. and allow for Azure single sign-on, as Scott had already mentioned.
So, Bill, you want me to take the takeaways? So, I don't want to spend a lot of time on the takeaways. We're trying to keep this session into a tidy 15 minutes. And, Pete indicated several options for deployment on-prem, AWS, SaaS, hybrid, cloud. He talked a little bit about ASP, SO, and managed RightFax. If any of you stumbled onto my blog on our most recent newsletter, Fax is alive and well, and is actually thriving and growing in industries such as finance, healthcare, legal, and in some sectors of municipalities and government. Obviously RightFax comes with a ton of modules and features. So, you can a la carte it or adopt the features and modules you so choose, and we can help there. And a lot of more good stuff coming down the pike in 21.2 this year. We've been doing this for, since 1992, when RightFax version 3.0 was running on the OS2 platform. So we've got a ton of experience at your disposal, so please feel free to leverage that. We're always available for a needs analysis, and we have a very, very, very strong and experienced professional services group that Bill heads up. So feel free to reach out. So I think that wraps up. Pete, have you seen some questions come in?
Yeah, we have a couple, and there's still another minute to put questions in that question box you have there. One question was, is creating workflow branches seamless to the extent where we can do this ourselves?
Sure, I can answer that, Pete. So yes, that is the beautiful benefit that OpenText has provided with workflows, insofar as that it is a user-based configuration. It is not necessarily done by an IT perspective. The user themselves can help create the workflow. So you can provide them with the ability to create the workflows, or we can help you create those workflows for you.
Okay, thank you. Next up, why do I need encrypted IP channels if fax is a secure transmission module, and I have the encryption module? So why do I need this?
Sure. So there's two points there to chew through. One is my faxes are encrypted. Your faxes are encrypted at rest, so the files themselves are encrypted. But in motion, while it is a point-to-point mode of communication, within your network, secure fax over IP would make sure that the fax is encrypted within the network. So even though it's a point-to-point communication, if someone was within your network and was sniffing your traffic, they would have the ability to potentially get that fax information, while if it is encrypted, they would not be able to do so.
Okay, thank you. We have a question. Are there any plans for integration with Cerner EMR in the future?
Yep, Sonar was a potential in 21.2 that they will integrate with Sonar. So I know that they're doing all scripts and on the fringe with Sonar. So hopefully we will see when 21.2 is released. Like I said, it should be released some point this month, according to OpenText Communication. Then we will know for certain. But if it's not this release, it will be the next one.
Okay, excellent. Any more questions? Last call at the bar for questions on the webinar. Actually, it's not. You can email your rep anytime with any questions you may think of after this. But it looks like that is a wrap. So we're getting you out at just around 15 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope it was a helpful session. We will be having more of these. And have a great rest of your day, and we hope to see you at a webinar soon. Take care. Bye-bye.